Kitzur, dibur ha'maskel והגדת לבנך. Pesach Mitzrayim lo היה נוהג איסור חמץ אלא יום אחד בלבד. Pesach, when we left Mitzrayim, it was only forbidden to have chametz only the first day alone. K'mavor b'Gemara perek Pesachim daf tzadik vav amud beis u'beperek kol shah daf kaf ches amud beis u'ledoros isur chametz u'shiva yamim, and for generations it's forbidden to have chametz for 7 days. U'kedei lahavin inyan matzah, and in order to understand the idea of matzah, yesh lakdim ha'efresh ben Shabbos liyom tov. We can preface the difference between Shabbos and Yom Tov. Shibiyom Tov ne'amar simcha, b'Shabbos ne'amar oneg. That by Yom Tov it says that there's joy, and on Shabbos it's described as pleasure. Yom Tov mochin de'ima im habanim. That Yom Tov is the brains of the mother of the children. Simcha, which is joy. V'Shabbos mochin de'abba, and Shabbos is the brains of the father. V'ayin me'inyan abba ve'ima b'lekutei Torah, b'dibur ha'maschil b'yom ha'shmini atzeres, Knishin, Vesham perek Gimel shme b'chinas ima meir bizah b'chinas kiruv. And look in the Kutei Torah on Shmini Atzeres, where that it explains that like from the mother shines into Zir Anpin in a close way. But by wisdom it says, I tried to be wise, but it was far away from me. So there's a concept of closeness of Ima and of far away from Abba. And the brains of the mother. That's the source of the order of the gradative process of creation. And the brains of the father, that's what's beyond the order of creation. Look in the Mamar Shir Hashirim L'Kutei Torah concerning that your love is better than wine. That the love is the brains of the father. The Divrei Sofrim is better than the Yain Shel Torah. Shem Tovim Yain Am Sameach Elokim. That's better than wine that rejoices Elokim. V'hainu mochin the ima, that is to say, the brains of the mother. Chachma being higher than bina. V'dodecha hainu divrei sofrim, and your love is meaning the words of the sages. Sofer hu chachma, that the scribe is chachma, is wisdom. Vayin mizeh b'dibur ha'maschil ushavtim mayim b'sason drushashini perek beis. Vayin mashakazu b'biyori azor pashas balakal Mamar daf kuf tzadik amud beis al pasuk baruch Hashem malachav. And look in the Biyori Zohar, where it explains about how Hashem blesses His angels. L'sham nispar shezeu gam kin ha'efresh bin shoresh ha'malachim l'shoresh ha'neshamos. That there it also explains that this is also the difference between the source of the angels and the root of the neshamos. Shamalachim shoresh mebichin zivug neshikin. That the angels are rooted in the union of the kisses. Shikaru mibichinas bina, that's mainly from bina. That is the flow of intellect and the letters of thought. And the souls are rooted in the essence of wisdom of chachma, higher than bina. And also that this is the difference between a blessing and holiness. Bracha would be bina and kedusha chachma in this context. And according to what it says there, and in the Mamar, that you should lift up your staff, you can say, that in the order of creation, this is allegorically like in a person, 3 concepts of thought, speech, and action. Shem Gimel b'chinos biyad, that correspond with the 3 concepts of the worlds, Yitzur and Asiyah. which is not the case of creation of the letters of thought from beyond thought. It's not in the concept of gradative thought, of the gradation, but it's more like a creation of something from nothing. And look what's brought on the Mamar, who counts the dust of Yaakov binyan Esrov Yisrael v'dibur hamaschil b'yom hazeh yichaper drush harishon v'hinei batzilus yishkam kin bi'ah shemachshava dibur hamaisa. Now, so concerning the concept of Yerova Yisrael, that it brings there, one of the Lashonos is a fourth, and it brings there the concept of Afasisiv, how it refers to Atzilus. You have the fourth level being beyond the other three. V'hinei b'Atzilus yishkam kein bi'ah shemachshava dibur hamaisa v'ainu bina v'hamidus u'malchus. Now in Atzilus itself, you also have Yitzir Asiyah, which are thought, speech, and action, which is in Atzilus it's bina and the emotional attributes, and malchus nimtza bina hi mekor ha'ishtalshlus. So it's found then that bina is the source of the gradative process of creation, because it corresponds with the world of bria, which is the shorish for Yitzir and Siyah. Since Atzilus is beyond it to, in comparison, that it's more like Yesh Me'ayin. Vayin ba'bir al pasuk v'ata yigdol na'ko achad na'im mashen kin muchen da'aba hachach mi'lamayla b'bechinas b'riya shebe'atzilus, which is not the case with the brains of Abba, that Chachma is beyond this concept of bria that's in Atzilus, and b'bechinas machshava, and higher than the concept of thought. In the context of thought, speech, and action, Yishtalshlus, so Ila v'olol. Now in the order of creation, that's a concept of cause and effect. Shemitchila haya ha'alol kolo beha'ila, that first the effect was included in its cause. And afterwards it descended to be on its own. And like the two concepts in Matat, ha'alef al derech v'yoshua ben nun nar lo yamishchulu. So Matat is in Malach, but he's also called the Na'ar, the young man, like Yoshua was a young man. Lo yamishchulu, that he would not go away from Moshe. Vayetzel Moshe, and he was next to Moshe, Pnei Chama, the face of the sun, in comparison to Yoshua, who was the face of the moon. So Yoshua afterwards, when he was separated from Moshe, then he was not included within the sun, but he was like the countenance of the moon. So you have the cause as he is, as the effect as he is within the cause, and then afterwards as he is in effect. Moshe Kazmi ze bezorach Gimel sof Pashas V'eschanan dafesh samachtes Amud Aleph as al derech v'zon of l'arayos val tirosh l'shualim, and this is like the idea of you should be the tail of the lions and not the head of the foxes. Like it's better that for Yoshua, when he was included within Moshe, to be included within the concept of the sun rather than the moon. And therefore, when the effect gets closer to its cause, the joy becomes greater. Like the concept of the elevation of Malchus of Atzilus from its descent into the worlds of Yitzir Asiyah, that in that context Malchus is like the head of the foxes, the head of the worlds of Biyah, when it goes back up to Atzilus, to be united with Zeir Anpin, which is more like the idea of the Zen of Larayos. Vayin b'Torah or b'dibur ha'maschil v'yoshit ha'melech l'Esther minyan aliyos knesses Yisrael b'moadim. Look at what's brought in the Mamar of how the king stretched forth his scepter towards Esther, and the concept of the elevation of the souls of Israel during the holidays. That Esther is like the concept of Malchus, of the feminine concept, and an elevation of the souls of Israel towards the king. V'chein aliyos Yisrael b'regalim, and so too the elevation of Israel during the holidays. Al derech shesham alu shvatim chulu. Like the idea of that's where the tribes went up. Aliyos yud beis shvatim debriya b'mekorim shabbat zilus. The elevation of the 12 tribes of the world of Bria into their source in Atzilus. The Merkavta Tata going up to the Merkavta Ilah. Vayin mashakas mizeb dibor ha'maschil ele bekudei ha'mishkan v'ayin bezor chelik gimel pashas korach taf kufayin vav amud beis gabe kulu zminin masor dikri kodesh. Look what's brought in Zohar chelik gimel and korach, and where it says gabe kulu is meaning that all the times masor dikri kodesh are called from a place that's called holy. All the moadim, the zminin or the moadim. Emasai zimna de moed sharia be'alma. When is that? When a time when the moed, the holiday, is resting upon the world, resting in the world, chulu, and so forth. Hachinami kodesh tata zamin lechiloi chulu. So to the lower level of holiness is invited to its strength and so forth. And look in the Biur Yazor there to explain the Kodesh Tata and so forth, and the Kodesh of the Moed. And the source of this extra light comes during the holiday comes from the brains of Ima. And like the wine that rejoices Elokim that he brought before, that's Mochin de Ima. The Fezeu benar yavaru beragel bebichnes nara yotze me'eden, and on this it says, and this is the river. In the river we will traverse with our legs. That says on Lasid Lavo, that refers to the river that goes out of Eden, Shubina Sham Nismechabo, which is the river that comes out of Eden. The Eden is more like Chachma, and the river's like Bina, and there we will rejoice because the river is like Simcha. The Bina is Simcha. Fine, b'makom acher shezeu rak muadim l'simcha. And look what it says in another place. This is specifically holidays for joy. Mashen kin tamid ne'amashlach tishalach sa'im chulu, which is not the case. That usually we say you should send away the mother. Shi alma diskasya. Why do you send away the mother? Because that is the hidden world. Shamachshava inami ira begilui rak hadibur chulu. That the thought does not shine in a revealed state, only the speech. Ein zor chelik beis truma kuf kavav beis al pasuk mizos. And look what it says in Zohar Truma, where it talks about me, which is usually Bina, and Zos, which is something direct, more like Malchus or Zohar Malchus. And this is the concept, like we say in Hallel, on the holiday, that you place the Akeres Habayis, the foundation of the house, which is the concept of the mole that lives in the foundations of the houses. Vayin b'lekutei Torah b'dibur ha'maschil matzazu perek aleph. Vayin mashakazu b'tilim simin memtes beis al pasuk hazinu kol yoshvei cheled. That where it talks about, listen to all those who dwell in cheled. Cheled is like the language of Huldah. That lives in the foundations of below, liyos bechinas ema banim semecha, and to change that concept of that which is below, and so to speak, underneath the ground, And the foundation is to change it to the mother that rejoices. So it's an elevation for that level that's below to go up to Bina. We can say that from this concept of the mole that's in the hidden level, in the value dezetis ale malchus. So what's the akeres habayis? The foundation of the house below the earth is like the concept of malchus, going up. The yos b'madregas habina, to be on the level of bina. Shnikra gamkin cheled, that's also called cheled. The yos alma diskasya. Why? What's the similarity between the foundations of the house and bina? Because bina is also the hidden earth. It's called cheled, the earth as it's hidden. So because it's the hidden world, therefore the foundation of the earth on the bottom and the hidden earth above, on the hidden earth on its level as it is above, correspond, and therefore malchus goes up from the cholda to the cheled, from the foundation of the house to imabanim semecha liyos alma diskasya kamushikasbim ore os ches sifdal vaynbim ore os shin siminun ches binyan simcha shigam ken b'malchus mitzadabina. And also look in ore about simcha as well, which is also malchus as it is from bina. And look what's brought about 6 of their names on one stone. How on the day of the rejoicing, that's the building of the Beis HaMikdash, the libo, hainu hamalchus. The yom that it says there about the yom simchas libo, the day of the rejoicing of his heart, is the concept of malchus. So you have a concept of the joy, which is simcha, which is usually bina, but simchas libo, the rejoicing of the heart, that's the joy in malchus. Similar idea. But all of this is from the shining of the infinite light, that which shines into bina, which is some kind of concept of grasping. And therefore, it's called to inherit to my loved ones something which is shy 310 worlds of reward. And look what's brought about the idea of understanding one thing from another thing in Torah or in the beginning. The memal, you understand the soviv from mitoch memale, mitoch the davar. V'ayin mashakasu b'dibun amaskil menoras zahav peragimel binyan shai olam also b'pirish mirov kol. V'ayin beigers hakodesh simin kaftes dibun amaskil ishus chayla teres bailagabi ulechein nikra olam haba b'shem bina. Look why olam haba is called bina, which is all Vain Sham beigers hakodesh simin zayin dibun amaskil the bis irusa de lasata.